If you relapsed and now you feel disgusted with yourself, ashamed, angry, or like you ruined all your progress, I need you to hear this clearly. You are not back at zero. And more importantly, relapse does not mean failure. A lot of people do not get destroyed by the relapse itself. They get destroyed by what they believe the relapse means. They think, I knew it, I never really changed, I'm still the same person, what's the point of trying again? That mindset is what turns one bad moment into a full collapse. Because once shame takes over, you stop responding wisely. You stop reflecting, you stop learning, you stop rebuilding. And instead, you start attacking yourself. You call yourself weak, fake, pathetic, broken. But self-hate does not produce healing, it only produces more hiding, more emotional exhaustion, and usually another relapse. So let's slow this down. Relapse does not always mean you made no progress. Sometimes it means you were doing better, but you hit an unhealed trigger. Sometimes it means you were tired, lonely, emotionally overwhelmed, under pressure, or running on empty. Sometimes it means your old coping pattern was still stronger than your new recovery system in that specific moment. That is not the same thing as being hopeless. That is information, that is feedback, that is something you can work with. A lot of people think growth looks like a perfect straight line. It doesn't. Real growth is messy. It is conviction, then weakness, clarity, then confusion, momentum, then setbacks. The goal is not to become someone who never struggles. The goal is to become someone who knows how to return faster, recover wiser, and hate themselves less in the process. So what should you actually do after relapse? First, do not turn the moment into your identity. You relapsed. That is an event. It is not your name. It is not your future. It is not your final form. Second, get honest without becoming cruel. Ask, what happened before it? What was I feeling? What was I avoiding? What state was I in mentally, emotionally, physically? Not to excuse it, to understand it. Because if you only judge yourself, you learn nothing. But if you observe yourself honestly, you start finding patterns. Third, interrupt the shame spiral quickly. The longer you sit in I ruined everything, the more likely you are to keep feeding the same cycle. That is why after relapse, your next move matters more than your last mistake. Drink water, take a walk, shower, journal one page. Message someone safe, reset your environment. Sleep if you're exhausted. Small stabilizing actions matter. Why? Because after relapse, your nervous system is usually flooded. You do not need a dramatic speech first. You need regulation, then reflection, then correction. And finally, start again before you feel fully ready. A lot of people wait to feel pure again, motivated again, worthy again. No. You start again while disappointed. You start again while shaky. You start again while embarrassed. That is what rebuilding actually looks like. And here's the truth I want you to leave with. Your progress is not measured only by how long you go without slipping. It is also measured by how differently you respond when you do. If before, relapse led to a week of self-destruction, but now it only leads to one hard day and a reset, that is progress. If before, you believed you were worthless, but now part of you knows you can still stand back up, that is progress. If before, you hid from the truth, but now you can face it and keep going, that is progress. So no, relapse does not mean failure, it means you are still in process. And being in process is not something to be ashamed of. It means you are still fighting for your life, your peace, your discipline, your future, that matters. So take a breath. Do not crown shame as your judge, learn from the moment. Repair what needs repair, and begin again, calmly, honestly, without drama, without self-hatred, without shame. Because you do not need to be perfect to keep moving. You just need to return, and you still can.